Hi and welcome to the channel. Now we're going to be doing another video on these old builders. We've done 7 in a row now, I think. This is the 7th one, and I'm releasing them a day or so between. So if you've missed any of the other ones I've released lately, please go back and check them out, because we've had a look at a lot of old vintage stuff on there. And a lot to see. It's been a long old slog, but I think this is going to probably be one of the last videos we do for now on these, and then we'll go into something else. But we're trying to keep the videos short, 20-25 minutes maximum. So with that being said, we're just going to crack on and start looking at some more old kits, just like this one. This is the original 64 Impala convertible. Quite a hard one to come by, to be quite honest with you. I don't see many of these about. I think possibly the convertible got permanently changed to the hardtop. Not too sure on that. But this one is another one where the sun's got to it a bit and started bleaching the chrome a little bit. But yeah, this is one with the working headlamps and what have you. But just another really nice clean build is this one. I think I'm going to keep hold of this one for sure. The frame's really nice on this. Which I can imagine a lot of them got broken over time. Built with a nice sort of custom engine on this one. Quite a nice little carb setup on that. Actually really do like that. That's a really nice custom engine. Don't look really right in a otherwise stock vehicle, but other than that, you know, I think it's just the interior's been really nicely done on this, and this is a very good restorable kit, is this. And if I was to do it, I'd probably just do it stock. Convertibles are rare. I'd probably make them headlamps work. I'd probably use LEDs in them, behind them, rather than whatever system they had originally had. And I'd do the same with the tail lights. But yeah, I mean, a simple re-chrome, a repaint, and overall refreshment. I mean, this one came with a nice rugged luggage rack, which I'll probably use on that, to be quite fair. Nice little period piece is that. I'll just slot that in there because that belonged. I've kept that with the model for as long as I've had the model, which is a fair few years now. But yeah, undersized, just add some basic black paint behind the fender. Well, that's quite a good old trick, like if you didn't want to, if you didn't display if you didn't lift your models up much, which none of us do, to be quite fair, no matter how much detail you put into it, yeah, just paint them behind the fender wells. You know, it stops you seeing bare plastic through them. Really nice thing that. Had that for many years, that bugger. This one, another original 63 Impala convertible. Again, this is another really nice one, to be fair. I think the only thing with this is hood's just, I've taken a bit of a dent or something on this corner. But I mean, how many the 63 Impala has been consistently churned out, to be quite fair. So I think there's a bit of a break from the original. I think the 63 Impala in the Prestige series was potentially the first time it was seen since the annuals. Can't really remember on that. I can't think of one in between that, to be fair. But yeah, this is other than that hood, which is easily replaceable from a reissue. This one this is before they moulded in the tail lights. I can't remember on that new release where they included asymmetrical custom parts, whether they'd redone that to have tail lights. I had one of them, but I got so far as putting it on the shelf, and I was meant to keep it, and then I just sold it. And yeah, it was one of them ones where, you know, I can get back to selling it for the time being. This one's actually got a 60 Oldsmobile. I'm pretty sure that's a 60 Oldsmobile hubcap on there. So I'm going to have to remember that, and I'm going to probably take that off, because one I have has got some crusty rear wheels, and that's just another one to go to it. Like, so and what I'll do is I've got some brand new sort of 63 Impala wheels in the spares box, but these were different. These, I think the ones which they reissued were like, they made them into like a promo wheel and terrible things like. I wasn't really a fan of Impala, but yeah, that's a nice one. Just a really nice clean builder. I'm not too sure now because I've built. I mean, I'm not going to go into this in great detail, but I've already got one. I restored this in like the late. I think maybe the late teens, very early 20s. And I say restore. I've literally painted the body. I think I painted the underside the same colour as the body. That wheel has never stayed on since I built it. It's just got a really loose sort of hub in there. But the interior, I just kept it, you know, as the previous builder did. It was such a quick job, like was this, and you can tell by scatty chrome foil which is just peeling off. But I thought I'd just redo this one day because it was a rush job, like, and the way I'm going to look in that in detail, we're going to, after I've done all these, had a bit of a couple of weeks break, and or weeks break, so to speak, because there's some that I do need to get rid of. I'm going to go through all the nice builders in the drawers. Can't keep all of them. They're just going to absolute waste in my drawers, them things. And so we're just going to leave it at that. We're just going to skip through to the next one. This is just another 63 Impala convertible builder. Had wheel arches axed out of it, so, but it's got a good frame and what have you. Well, saying it hasn't got a good frame. Looks actually, it's got a clean brake, it's repairable. But with them arches cut out like that, it's not something I'd even try and sell, to be quite fair. I think I'd rather try and bring a bit of life back in. They're the things I kind of enjoy. You know, are they past the point? They're right on the borderline. Can they be saved? I mean, wheel arches are cut out in a way where you don't leave you a lot of room to correct what they've already done. But it's all doable. And for some reason, my 63 Impala, I've got another. I'm trying to whiz through these because we don't want to be looking at these things. We've been reissued a million times. I think this one's got the original box. This is one I was going to give to Lee, but it's got that writing all of it at the top. So I think, you know, I'm just going to pair it back up with a box like. But missing hoods on all of them, to be quite honest with you. I think I've got wheels somewhere. The rear wheels for it somewhere. Or maybe not, don't know. But yeah, I'm just going to throw that back in box. It's a nice original kit, and without a hood, it's, you know, it's not really, you can't really do anything with it. So I'll probably have a look through what I've got, see if I've got any spare hoods, and at some point get around to them. But like I say, I'm in no rush with this stuff. Like some of this stuff, you know, it's not gonna sort of change my world. If I do or don't sell it, and yeah, I've got plenty of other stuff. I ain't even taken this one out of the bag. I mean, this is just, it's a nice body, to be quite fair, and I've not cleaned it since I bought it. It's still got whatever manky stuff that is all over it. It's basically a body and a frame. But I do have the original glass top. It'd be a shame to cut that frame off because it's really nice. I mean, if I do, it'd be done really carefully. And but yeah, I've kept this one because I've got the original top, and I've also got an original. And you know, this is one I was toying with selling all, you know, just clear, like completely getting rid of the collection. But just doing this, you know, I've got enough stuff to sell as it is and I've always loved this kit. I've wanted this kit for a long time, and I finally got one a couple of years ago, and this is absolutely split mince in box. But I was going to use the custom front end. So even though this body is really nice, the potential I mean, in all fairness, I don't know what to do with that. Dirty as it is, the frame's really nice, the body is actually really nice underneath that, and all these custom parts will go straight onto the Hasegawa. Go straight onto the Hasegawa 66. Well, it's a 65 Impala, boxes a 66. Because it's a direct copy from this body. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do with that one. I mean, at least it's definitely staying in collection. But yeah, when it comes to actually deciding, I'm gonna put that in there because that belongs in there, to be quite fair. We'll utilise the parts somehow. I only stack these boxes like 3 high, and this is always sitting at tops. I ain't worried about that frame getting busted or anything in there. Still plenty of room underneath it, but yeah, that's definitely one I'm keeping for a long time, I would have thought. Came across this is quite a recent purchase actually. I know Round 2 have bought out have done a nice retool kind of this with a lot of improvements. This is the original promo. I picked it. This cost me it didn't cost me a great deal of money, to be quite fair, and I think that's because the new one's out. New one's out. Sorry, my friend just messaged there. But I kind of I like the older front end. The new one's great because, you know, for people who are coming back into the hobby, I want to make a more realistic model. You know, it comes with separate headlamps and what have you, and I think tail light panels a bit different. I've always liked the front end of the 64 annuals, and it's given me the opportunity. I think if had that other kit not come out, I wouldn't have been able to get this kit this would have probably gone for 3-4 times as much as I paid for it, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, I was really happy with that, and it won't stay as a promo. You know, many years I've been looking for one of them, and I think just the fact that the other one has come out, that person who ever sold that, you know, probably bought one of them, and it is you get a better kit out of it. But for me, who likes me old vintage stuff, then it's better for me to pick up stuff like that. And then, you know, go on to things like this. You know, this is original 64 El Camino, and I think this is yeah, I've got a couple of these ones built, but I think this is the last. I don't have it, unfortunately. I don't have an El Camino in the box anymore. I used to do. The ones I built were box ones, and I think I married those up with some builders many years ago, and never managed to get another box for one. But yeah, this is another really clean built up, kind of painted in a bit of a hearing aid beige colour, but really cleanly done. Again, I can imagine there's not a lot of glue holding this thing together. You know, most of it's probably being held together by the screws. Like, there's absolutely not a speck of glue on the glass. Chrome's really nice. I'm not too sure whether this has been built with the V8 or no, it hasn't. With the 6-cylinder, which it has, which is a nice little bonus because I do like the 6 cylinders in these 64s. You know, done in very rural sort of farming kind of colours, that. But it'd be a shame to, because that again, that needs nothing, does that? But I think you just colours that kind of stopping you worrying about restoring that. I think it's on 58 Impala. 58 Impala hubcaps as well as that one, but you know, that came with the Westcraft speedboat. I've got a couple of, you know, the one I built. Yeah, I built the Westcraft speedboat. You know, it does need a couple of little repairs, that little thing, which I did. But yeah, that's a really nice one, to be fair. And then we got, I'll just pop that one out of the way. Got a couple of 64 wagons. I think I've got these because two will build one nice one. I think this is a 64 promo, but it suffered a lot of damage. This is another one from Germany. Probably wasn't like this before it went in a box, but it certainly was when I received it. Real shame because nice promo body is at the wagon, but yeah, I think the roof's too far gone on that. But on this one I've got, which is minus the chassis and pretty much everything else, you know, it's had somebody's cut the front of the fenders off, so I think it'd probably be easier to transplant the front of them fender. I don't think I'd go as far as the doors. You know, probably splice it down, centre it wheel arch, and just mould it in. You kind of lose the trim at that point, so you might have to go through doors if you wanted to retain the stock trim. But yeah, two of them will build one. But to be honest, I've got a couple more of them in boxes. I think builders. I think that's one which was started, which I stripped the body on a few years ago, but probably do with a bit more. I didn't have anything else, but so I used brake cleaner on that bit, which is, you know, if you're very, very careful, you can get away with it, but you're just literally dipping it in, and otherwise it's going to eat into your plastic, pick up your plastic. I wouldn't recommend it if you don't want to see your kit sort of dissolved in. I mean, you can leave them in a few days, but it gives you a texture to plastic, and if you've got brittle plastic, then it's gonna cut right into them, and you'll just end it. And that one's that's a mint in box one, is that one, to be fair. So, but yeah, lovely kits, and to be honest, I'm not worried about, like, I'm not on some kits, you know, when they're minty in box, then, you know, I do struggle to build them, but that's probably because my enthusiasm about the actual model. Whereas these, I absolutely love the 64s. So yeah, I mean, with having the two of them, like, I don't even know if I'd get round to them, but, you know, you'd have to sell them together, like, you know, for somebody to give it half a chance. But they got some really nice parts on as well. You know, stock bumpers and stuff like that. I mean, that rear bumper's shot, so you're not got much left, to be quite honest. But tail lights are quite hard to find on the 64s, to be quite honest. You know, it's got a couple of them. Definitely savable, or at least one between two on them. And you know, I've got bags and bags and bags of, and I'm not even going to go into opening these because, you know, the 64 El Camino, the 65 El Camino, well, it's the 65 El Camino for many years, was one of my favourite kits, and, you know, I've got many of them bagged, which I just need to sort through, to be quite fair. But they're a bit like some of the others have, like because I got all them 6-7 GTA. It's just like, you know, I'm gonna have to devote half a day to that, like, and at the moment I've got so much else going on, so much else to get rid of in the meantime. Things like this will stay. I think this is an original 65, to be quite honest with you. This is another one from that Germany lot. It did suffer a breakdown windshield post, but I managed to find the pieces for that and just stitch it together. It just needs a vent post repair. I'm not taking any of these out of the bags, but I think there was one with some nice custom work. I will. And years ago I started planning a few projects. I mean, this bag is like, you can tell it's been out on shelves and for years, like, it's just faded to buggery. But yeah, this is one that somebody else has started. I just started adding a few. Yeah, I've got tons of these custom parts from the 64s and El Caminos and wagons. But I started reshaping the wheel arches on this one. give it a bit more of a flair. Yeah, I really like that, and I was just going to carry on the project. Like I say, looks at the time, I was potentially thinking of fitting the 64 custom parts from the wagon kit, you know, onto that. You know, to be quite fair, you can change it. It doesn't take a lot to put them 64 stock bumpers on these. You just have to reshape the front. The panel, the core support is different between 64 and 65. So on some of the custom parts, they don't fit. In fact, I don't think even stock the hood fits without altering that radiator core. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think all these have got some parts from 64s in there because, you know, I was just going to use the parts to make some sort of rarer looking kits out of them. Yeah, just a bit of fun, yeah, cheap fun, to be quite fair. And that's why probably I won't do anything with these, you know, except from dream that I'll actually build them one day. But yeah, I think we're on 21 minutes now. Don't think we've got much else to show. Got things like, I've just been bagging up stuff like this, so we won't go into that. That's just a Limburg, quite a nicely built one. It's been brush painted, but it does sit well on shelf, that thing. This thing I built when I think I was 15 when I put this together, and I entered it into the junior class in '97 in Stevenage. Oh no, I entered this actually in factory stock class because for some reason I thought it was good enough at the time. Did have come with the kit wheels on it and stuff, but in later years I didn't like them, so I pulled up wheels off it. I think this is when I first started getting into wiring kits at 15, 16, and yeah, it came out quite nice like that, to be honest. The chrome has just been peeling off ever since. So I think my plan with this one is I'm not going to repaint it or anything, and I've always seen this with chrome reverse wheels, wide white band tyres, and on a rake, just finish it off. Missing a few tail lights, so probably end up with some 59 caddy tail lights or something like that. Just make a really nice custom. I won't bother redoing the interior. The interior, I think, came out relatively well. I think I sprayed that in metallic blue. But yeah, that's one been sitting on the shelves. I mean, the wheels came off it pretty much the year after I built it, or the year after I took it to that show. I think when I went to that show, it's the first show I entered. It's one of the only shows I entered. I only entered a couple within the same year. I think the one after I had to go into the big boys class because I'd turned 17 by then, and I've won runner-up in Street Machine on a model which I just don't have anymore. If anybody out there has a purple 59 monogram Chevy Impala with a Chizoom roof grafted in, I'd love to buy that back. I sold that many years ago. Really wish I hadn't. Last one, and this is really mundane, is this bit. And this thing was built. This is what is it? Can't remember what year it is. Nova, the AMC kit. This one, somebody had literally glued everything together and then just sprayed the whole body silver. So not really much use to anybody, except I've always wanted to build that chopped custom out. Is it what's the Al Pacino film? Is it Scarface or something like that? I can't remember. Can't remember what that movie. It might have been Scarface. It's one where they had the chopped red Nova. I mean, it'll take a lot of work to get that chop right, to be quite honest with you. I've got the wheels, sort of the right wheels for that project. I think they came out in one of the 90s pickups, which were very similar. One of the AMC 90s pickups had very similar wheels to what they used on that car, and need a custom paint job and what have you, but I've always fancied building that one. And I thought, you know, this being as rough as it is, or just for the fact that somebody's literally glued it together and then was let loose with an aerosol can, like you can still see all silver on windows there. I think there's parts of the site, I mean, I think I just got sick of looking at it, so I just started busting it all out, to be quite fair. But yeah, that's going to be... That'll be a project for the future if I can stomach getting into chopping a roof on and over. But yeah, I think with that said, I think we've pretty much worked through what I'm going to work through for now. And if you're watching this video, you'll realise this has been we've put a lot out in the last few days. Like, you know, I want to get this stuff. I don't save it to SD cards or do anything sensible like that, so I can't really save the videos for later. And I'm going to have a bit of a break over Christmas. I do want to get onto a group, or got onto the Street Machine group build, try and get that finished up. So I want to buy myself a bit of time, and so once I've done all these, you know, I might have a week or so away from YouTube, but you got plenty to look at. And like I say, we've kept them all to around 25 minutes. This one's just tipping over a little bit because I didn't want to leave any bits behind, like, and there's stuff we haven't seen, and there's stuff which I'm just going to go through on my own and sort out, which really, you know, it's just kind of run-of-the-mill stuff, or stuff nobody really cares about. So yeah, if you've made it through this big long session of looking at old builders, really do appreciate, you know, you taking time. Thanks for everybody who's watched, and you know, I think once I got all this stuff cleared out the way, I mean, I'm going to be flat out on this. I'll be working till midnight tonight and probably working till very late tomorrow, on Monday. Then I'm back at work on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I'm travelling down to Nottingham to pick up I'm getting back into an E38, and the cheap one came out. It's probably ropey as hell, but the price I paid for it, then it's easily worth the money. You know, if I drive it back from Nottingham, find out that there's something, you know, I think that's a good shakedown to find out if there's something seriously wrong with it. And if there is, I'll just move it on and I won't lose any money. So yeah, a very busy week, and then yeah, I'm just working the rest of the week and that like that. So yeah, so really hope you enjoyed the video. You know, this might be end of week where I've done all that stuff already by the time this comes out, but thanks ever so much. There's more to come. We'll be looking at all the nicer build stuff soon, because that'll be my second round of culling, and then I think I'll be done for Christmas kind of thing. So yeah, whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, have a great one, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, see you, bye.